This is your 2020 Ford Mustang. I want to start off with a quirk. The horse in the key fob is not centered, as you can clearly see. Anyways, moving on, let's go into actual quirks, perks, and irks. So this has been around since 2015, and not much has changed since then, which is fine. It's a great looking body, lots of power options. A little quirk up front, everyone knows my need for symmetry, so the fact that the logo is off to the driver's side kind of throws me for a loop, but that's okay. This model does come with fog lights, which are in the same bar as the turn signals. Turn signals are a little bit low for my liking, but not the end of the world. And you have the 3 lines, which you'll see in the rear for the rear turn signals, and they're LED for your day runners and LED regular lights. And this is the high performance package, so you do get stripes. It starts off solid, and then the further back you go, it nicely fades and integrates. You can tell where it stops, like it's right there. But I like that they did a nice little fade job, and you got your air scoops there. Let's back up and give you a quarter look, which is where we started. Again, cast a very, very beautiful stance. And the easiest way to tell if anyone's driving the high performance through the 2.3 liter EcoBoost is that badge right there. Another benefit of getting the 2.3 high performance, you get these different colored mirror caps. I kind of like it. It goes well with the red. I don't know how well it will go with other colors, but Now, one of the big benefits here, because you have the extra horsepower, is you got to have really good tires. And let's just take a look at the rear tire. So these are the P0 Corsas, and they are very sticky, and they keep you very well planted to the road. And I think it was the smart choice to use these tires for this specific vehicle. So going around to the rear, you see these sequential tail lights, turn signals, sorry, not tail lights. I've always wondered why more cars don't have that, but that's just me. You got your reverse light down in the middle, and huge quad tailpipes. They look really, really sharp. Again, mostly carryover from last year and the year before and the year before that, but still looks good. Another added thing here is you get a little lip spoiler, which is the same color as the mirror caps we saw about, say, a minute ago. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up the outside. Let's take a look at the inside, and then most importantly, let's get this thing on the road. Quick look on the inside. Ford Canada has spec'd this with the full digital dashboard, which is what I would opt for if I was picking up a Mustang. You can pick your primary colors and secondary colors, and there's a bunch of different options, and you can create your own colors under the My Color option. So I think that's really, really smart. And there's different exhaust modes, and the one that I like the most is just tap the little horse on the steering wheel, and basically what you do is you go down to exhaust mode, and you can actually get a quiet start. And what that does is, if you don't want to upset your neighbors, or you go to work early in the morning, you just start that up and you don't hear the big roar of the EcoBoost 4-cylinder. It's still pretty loud, despite it being 4 cylinders, and those of you who say there is no replacement for displacement, gets pretty loud. Anyway, so beautiful digital dash, really, really sharp. And I love that you can customize pretty much everything that you see here. So I picked red as my primary color and green as my secondary. So I'll give the engine a little bit of gas, and you can see that even though it looks like green is the primary color, red is in fact the primary color. Anyways, enough about that. Quick look over here, everything's still the same. Vents, couple of gauges, big touchscreen, Sync 3. Not too bad. My irk here is the HVAC system. The thing you cannot do from a hard touch button is change the direction of the air. So you've got to go to climate, and then you've got to pick where you want the air to go. And then once you're done there, you can hit climate again, hit audio or whatever it is that you were doing before. But there is no option to change the direction of the air here. I don't know, I tossed the max AC button and replace it with that. Anyways, heated seats, cooled seats, start, stop button. I've always liked these here. It's like a little airplane kind of flick the switch thing. So 4 ways, traction control off, steering, normal, sport, or custom. Sorry, that's not true at all. Normal, comfort, and sport. Sorry about that. And then there are your different drive modes. Let's take a quick peek through those, because that's the focus of this review instead of the regular perks, quirks, and irks. So take a look on the left gauge. You have normal, you have sport, you have track, you have drag strip, snow, wet, and then back to normal. So lots of cool options depending on what you want to do with the Mustang, and whether you're tracking it or whether you want it as a daily driver with a little bit of extra juice. Lots of drive modes for you to pick from. In case someone gets in your car and they're like, hey, is this the high performance version? There's a little plaque right there, right in front of your passenger, and it says high performance 2.3 chassis, and it's faded letters. This one is specifically L1179. So a little attention to detail there. A little quirk, there's a CD player. I don't know. I don't have CDs, but that's just me. This does have the upgraded, massively loud Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it's just so good. Let's do the drive. 2020 Ford Mustang 2.3 EcoBoost with the high performance package. So the regular 2.3 is a 4-cylinder, getting you 310 horse, 350 pound-feet of torque. This high performance gets you 330 horsepower, so 20 more, and the same 350 pound-feet of torque. You run it through a 10-speed automatic, you run it through a 6-speed manual, your choice. Keep in mind, if you do go the automatic route, it's going to be a little less than a couple $1,000 to make the flip. I think it's $1,750 as of the time of this recording, which is the end of July in 2020. So I'll put a list on the screen now as to what exactly you get with the high performance package, because it's a pretty long list, so I'll keep it up for a bit. But in addition to the extra horsepower, you get a 3.55 LSD, you get unique chassis tuning, you get the stiffer front springs, and plus. And basically what that equates to is, to me, probably one of the best, most affordable, realistically, modern Mustangs out there. Yeah, I know there's the GT with the big 5-liter V8, and the Shelbys and the Bullets, but as far as a balance goes between power and price, I think this is it. And it's new for 2020, which is why it's on the media fleet. Ford had to do something to, make the Mustang still be relevant. Because again, it's been around since 2015 with this specific generation, and they've had little bits and pieces of thises and that's come through to keep it fresh. But I think this is a really, really smart way to go after those who want a little more power, don't necessarily want the big massive V8. Fuel is a factor when buying a vehicle. Not for everybody, but for most people. So basically what Ford did is they took the now defunct Ford Focus RS, the engine out of that, and they dropped it in here, detuned it a little bit, and this is what we have. And they did a really, really smart job in finding a good balance. And I know it's only 20 horsepower on paper, but the way this drives and feels and corners and handles, and the right tires are on it, and it's got a really good, it's really well balanced to me. So if I was looking to pick up a 2020 Mustang, out of all the Mustangs out there, I think there are 13 different Mustang options on the Ford Canada website. I would run this, but with a 6-speed manual. I wouldn't go for the automatic. Just that's me. If I'm going to have this much refinement under my right foot, I'm going to want to roll my own gears and really connect with the car and the road, and have as much input as possible. Hence the manual transmission. The ride isn't as harsh as I was expecting it to be. When I found out there was going to be this high performance version on the media fleet, I'm like, well, is it going to ride hard? Is it going to be harsh? Is it going to be abrasive? But it's been a pretty comfortable week, and I've done almost 600 kilometers in the week that I've had the vehicle. And I got to say that I have no complaints, no issues. I don't even have any quirks, let alone irks, with the ride quality. It is very fast, very responsive, very, very quick off the line. And it can be tamed, you know, if you want to roll around in the city doing your groceries or your errands or, you know, whatever it is, or band practice like me. And yes, you can fit a full-size guitar case with a 1998 Fender Stratocaster and a 97 Fender, I don't remember the name of my amp. Oh, I just got it. Fender DeVille. I'm going to keep that in there because, you know, why not? It's my review, whatever. So there is a little bit of function to it, but the drive quality, it's really, really good. And all of the things that you can't see physically, but can feel to do with the high performance package are just so nicely balanced, and the proportions are just right for this kind of Mustang. I haven't taken it to a track. Manufacturers are pretty strict about taking any vehicle, whether it be a base Micra or, you know, the new Lamborghini Urus or everything in between, unless you get specific permission or there is a specific event and you have track training. You can't take this to the track, and I don't have track training. You know, it's never been something that I've been interested in. But know that, like some of the other Mustangs, there is a track mode, there's a drag strip mode, there's the line lock, and there's the launch control, and it's a really good car if you are interested in tracking. And for those of you who just want the joy of driving a Ford Mustang, you can always run with just the regular 2.3 EcoBoost. You don't have to tick the box that says high performance, and you still get a really good ride quality out of it. But for those who want something a little more, just a couple of exclamation marks at the end of, yeah, I drive a Ford Mustang, then I would strongly suggest running with the high performance package. Fuel figures for this vehicle specifically, it's 11.2 in the city and 7.3 on the highway. Blended total is 9.4. I'm surprised it's under 10 for an engine with this much performance. So then again, it is a 2.3 liter EcoBoost, so there's also that. Digital dash, nice touch. I would absolutely get that. 12-speaker B&O system, would absolutely get that as well. I'm not going to dwell on too much. I think I'd mentioned in the interior portion of the video, I get about, I don't know, between 2 and 3 Mustangs every year, and I think I've covered almost everything to do with them. So that's why I'm keeping this review a little on the shorter side, because really the big news here is the high performance option for the 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine. If you've got any questions on the vehicle, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.